Fight it. Yeah, Facts and Cap Podcast, episode 42. Duh, we back, baby. Yeah. You know what's going on, man. Hey, man, we had to get back to the regular schedule program. It's cool. I appreciate all the guests we've been having on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about somebody maybe next week. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure that out for the 420 episode. But we back to the basics, man. It feels good. My boy Brandon here. We seen little Xavier. You know what I'm saying, for the first time. Again, congratulations to my boy Zay Cash. You know what I'm saying? So we got more life, and then we lost a life, man. You know, just the whole circle of life going on, man. And, you know, R.I.P. to DMX, man. Earl Simmons, you know, legend in the hip-hop game. You know what I mean? Just, we don't even really have to explain DMX. Like, everybody knows DMX. They know his body. They know what he is. They know what he's about. He died. You know, he ended up passing away. Some say it were due to a drug overdose. Some say it was due to a COVID vaccination. Some are saying he had COVID. Those are the rumors I've been seeing. But I also been seeing, let's go back to last week. It was kind of something I wanted to ask y'all, so make sure I jotted it down. The day before he died, which he may have already had died, but maybe the family wanted a little privacy. I'm not sure. But we seen that basically all the news outlets started reporting that DMX was dead. And, you know, his manager had to get online and say, nah, he's not dead. And I think that the news outlets, you know, it's a thing where, you know, the news outlets want to be first to report something. And they basically disrespected the family. You know, that's just how I feel. How do y'all feel about it?
I think basically it was somebody that wasn't either in the family or close to the family had put out a tweet that could have alluded to the fact that he might be dead, but they didn't have that confirmation and they just ran with it.
Yeah.
And the problem is, you know, they so quick to want to be the first, and whether you're the first or the last, you're going to get the same clicks. I don't think it make a difference. Like, I guess just that tag of saying the first to report. But, I mean, at the same time, you really fucking with people's families, with their livelihood, with their, like, what if somebody didn't know that he was dead yet? That they ain't even got a chance to call grandma or somebody back home.
He got 16 kids. I'm sure you can't just call everybody at one time.
Right.
You know.
So, I mean, I think it's fucked up how they do it, but, hey, I don't think it's going to get fixed.
Yeah. Also, they lose credibility. It's like, I don't think TMZ posted it. But like, if you follow a news source and they say it and they delete it, it's like, okay, now I know not to trust your ass, or it might not follow you no more. So it's like, you risk losing credibility when you do that shit too.
Yeah.
That shit spread like wildfire, man. Everybody, I was in text message threads, RP DMS, and I looked and I noticed it was just a lot of, it was like a certain type of people saying it, but it wasn't absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, okay, how did he die? Or was it, you didn't see that pronounced dead, you didn't see no official confirmation, which is like RIP.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
I think it's also because I think everybody kind of knew, like,
It was coming.
it was kind of a wrap. They said he didn't get oxygen to his brain for 30 minutes, and usually, you know, 10 minutes is like too long. So, but they're saying he's in a vegetable state. Do you think, is there a way to sue? Is there a way to sue outlets for that? Like, that's the only way I can think something like that stopping if you know, maybe sue certain outlets. That take a lot of time, money.
And if you grieving, that's the last thing.
Yeah, you ain't worried about that. I'm just thinking in my head, like, can you sue for that? You know, I'm assuming you probably can, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, it's not really worth it. But let's keep it a little bit more positive, you know what I'm saying? What's y'all favorite DMX track? Like, what's the first track y'all turned on when y'all found out he passed away? Like, what's y'all favorite DMX track?
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Rough Riders Anthem, Party Up.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the last one that took y'all to listen? Like, what was the one that y'all couldn't go straight to?
Probably Slippin'.
Slippin'.
That's saying that Slippin'.
I was trying to.
I think my favorite is How's Going Down. How's Going Down. We right here.
You know, I like,
We ain't going anywhere. That's one of my favorite ones. We right here.
I like all the ones, like, I like the story.
I like the
nigga can
heartfelt
tell a
ones.
story.
Yeah.
Like,
His heartfelt ones,
Yeah.
right? I think that is my favorite DMX. My favorite DMX tracks, man. Like,
Keisha, really.
we ain't never get candy. I met her at the ice cream parlor.
Drew Hill.
Yeah, man, you ain't gonna find no voice like that either, too, man. I felt like the last person who had that kind of voice was goddamn Pop Smoke. And we didn't get that either, you know what I mean? Like, so, we got, you know, Pop Smoke, I got a little segment we're gonna talk about that kind of relates to him, but we'll get back to that later on. So, Dante Wright. Y'all heard about that, right?
Yep.
So he was from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. And basically he had a traffic stop. And basically the traffic stop, like how all these situations go, is about some minor ass shit. And it always turns into a bigger thing. He gets him out the car. Somehow a tussle ensues with the cops. It was a woman, right? A woman officer, right? Was it a woman officer? It was a woman officer.
Shot him.
Allegedly, you know, they're trying to say, the officers are trying to say she tried to tase him, reached for the wrong gun, pulled out the actual gun, shot him and killed him. So they put it as a accidental discharge, and she's getting like a manslaughter charge.
Second degree, man.
Second degree manslaughter charge. I think it's funny how fast they get to these. They bring these charges to these cops and shit, right? It's kind of crazy how fast they get their charges. Like, and it's like, no, this is definitely manslaughter. Like, so the charge happens. So of course, Minnesota's been rioting, looting, meeting up. You know how this story usually goes. So the first thing I'm gonna ask is, what's y'all reaction to this? How do y'all feel about this situation?
It's getting numb to it, man.
Yeah.
Getting numb to it. It's just, I try not to like think about it too much, because it's like it kind of gets you into that space where it's not always like normal life becomes so normal. You want to change, but
You normalize it.
yeah. So you have to normalize, I guess. But I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to talk about. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about.
I think for me at this point, like,
Say.
I put up a post yesterday. Like, at this point, I don't think, like I said, I'm gonna say what I said on Instagram. I plan on living a long life. And let's say that I do live the long life that I aspire to live, I still don't think that shit gonna change. That's just me. I just feel like as an officer, like, my thing is, like, my thing is a question too, like, cause you shouldn't even be able to, a person shouldn't even have to get out the car if they don't know what you're trying to arrest them for. Like, you know, they'll be like, oh, can you get out the car? And whatever it may be. Like, I feel like at this point, like, they've been putting up other videos of little racist shit that's been going on. Like, I seen another cop, I think it was in Atlanta, where a cop stopped the guy for going 65 in a 70. And so I wanted to know, hey man, what's going on? Like, at this point, it just kind of like, I just think like, it's just a lot of shit that's fucked up. Like, why do I have to get out the car, like, without you explaining to me what's going on? Like, officers just have patience with certain people and none with other people. There's no way for me to, like, I feel like there's no way for you to judge that in the police academy, like, oh, is this person prejudiced? Is this person racist? Is this person, they're not emotionally intelligent? Like, how do you figure that out? And I don't think there's ways to figure that out. So
Until it happens.
Yeah, until it happens. And so for me, that's why I just don't think shit is gonna change, bro. And like, I don't have a solution for it. Like, I'm kind of defeated about the situation. And at this point, like I just be hoping that, you know what I'm saying, I can move the right way when it happens. But, you know, he was young. You know, I'm a little older. So now, like, at this point, I kind of know, like, the most, you know, appropriate type of way to move. But, like, did he do anything wrong? He had a camera out. It seemed like when these cops see cameras, they get upset because you pull out your cell phone. And my thing is, why are you mad they pulling out cell phones? You got a whole body cam on. You know what I mean? Like, it just...
You recording me, I'm recording you.
Yeah, it's just a lot of shit. Yeah, it's just a lot of shit that I don't understand, so...
I just think it's kind of fucked up because she's gonna get off on that manslaughter too if she even gets charged with that. And the only reason why I say that is because she was like, okay, taser. Like, you hear her say taser, and they're gonna really take that as, oh, she really thought she had a taser in her hand. Whether you did or didn't think that, which I still don't see how you couldn't think that, there still should be real consequences for that shit. Not a year in jail, not probation. Like,
do safeties come with? I mean, do tasers come with safeties?
I don't know.
That's the question I have. Because if you got a gun, I'm assuming as a cop, like, you supposed to walk with your gun on safety.
I doubt it.
So, like, how did you, like, you put out a gun, you turned off the taser, you shoot him. I mean, you turned off the safety, you shoot him, like, versus a taser that probably don't have no safety on. You just...
That was the same thing, not the exact same thing, but the gun for the taser at Fruitville Station.
Yeah.
Bart, what's my man's name?
Oh, you talking about
Oscar Grant.
Yeah, Oscar Grant.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
That should not be an excuse. You are a trained professional.
And she was like the
Can't.
head.
And
like,
it's
she's 26 years in.
You
like,
can't be like, I thought I was going to go for my gun. I mean, I thought I was going for my taser, but I went for my gun.
It's just you.
But your gun is always on your dominant side of your body. So the gun is always on your right unless
So
you're
if it
left
was
handed.
instinct to do that, well, then
That's your fault.
Your instincts are fucked up. You need to be held
you
responsible.
need to be held responsible. That's about it. Like, everybody don't have the luxury of making those mistakes in their profession.
And it's just like you shouldn't even have like. Then you gotta worry about the pact that these officers have with each other, where it's kind of like gang banging. Like,
It's probably worse.
yeah, it's worse really because it's gang banging and you got more power behind you. So they just is kind of like, we're gonna look out for her. Like,
Definitely worse.
they put a whole fence and a barricade around her house, and they got like around the clock police around her house. And I'm just like, what about the other people that, you know what I'm saying, wrongfully do something and get convicted, or even the victims? Like, y'all don't do that for people. Y'all don't do that for other people. You know what I'm saying? Just like the dude. Did y'all see the dude that was
in the neighborhood?
in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
He was like,
he was a drill, some type of sergeant in the army or something like that.
this shit is.
You saw he got arrested.
He got arrested, as he should have. And that's another thing. It's just like, bro, I can't even walk down through the neighborhood. Like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna just pray for everybody. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, though. I'm feeling defeated. I don't think stuff gonna change. I know that's not what people want to hear. I know that people want to go marching. They want to go burning shit down. Listen, I'm all for it. I ain't never gonna tell nobody to stop. But probably in a few more months, it'll be another story. Unfortunately, I hope it don't. But yeah. Let's get to some hip hop, though.
Brighten this thing up a little bit.
Yeah, let's get to some hip hop, bro. Quando Rondo.
Brighten it up, nigga.
We brighten it up because he double C's, he cribbing, you know what I mean? Like, we gonna brighten it up a little blue, you know what I mean? Went from dark blue with the cops to a little lighter blue. We brighten it up. So, Quando Rondo. Do I need to run back? Well, I guess I should run back for everything. So, did y'all see the interview?
Yes.
Did you see the interview?
Some of it.
Did you see? It's 3 parts. They drop on one every day like Vlad. So, basically, to make it short, Quando Rondo got on, he dropped a YouTube interview. He dropped it with Angela Yee. And it's basically him telling his side of the story. And he's basically, the things that kind of stood out to people is that he's basically saying, like, describing the night it happened. He's saying that he basically didn't even really want to be there. Similar to a lot of, like, the whole Vaughn side of the story. Like, a lot of people didn't, like, why are we here type shit. He didn't want to be there. He was tired, but his partner just got out of prison. He probably, you know what I'm saying, he put his Cartier on his homeboy, let him, rock the Cartier watch and all that. So, of course, you out of prison, you want some girls, you want some ass, you know what I mean? So he told him, look, man, I'm going to give you 15 minutes to go in there, pull something, bring it back out. And we out back to the house. I want to go to sleep. So basically, I'm assuming what he was trying to say was he was alone in his car sleep. They had 2 cars. He was alone in his car sleep, and basically Tim told him like, "Nah, hop in the car with us if you gonna sleep, because we ain't gonna just leave you in the car by yourself sleep. You know what I mean? So hop in our car." So as he was getting out the car, he said he ran into Vaughn. You know what happens from there? Vaughn hits him. It's a point where he said he got hit and his soul left his body. He said his soul left his body. He said like he had an outer body experience the way he was getting beat on or whatever. So whatever, he said he just remembered coming back to reality when he seen that Tim was shot.
And Tim shot him.
Tim got shot. Well, Tim got shot too.
Oh, yeah.
Little Tim got shot by the undercover cops. She got shot 4 times. And he said Tim had already previously been shot a couple months before that. So he's been shot 9 times at this point.
Damn, 50.
Yeah. So he basically said that happened. And then he basically went on to say, like, he thought that his relationship with Lil Durk was cool because, like, they shit was so cool that Lil Durk wasn't even charging him for features. And he was confused as to why there was a beef. He didn't know nothing about the beef. He didn't know why King Von had a problem with him. And he said that he also thinks it's just something to do with because, him and his camp, he's signed a YoungBoy. Like, they like to just stay in their own little bubble. They don't do features with anybody. They don't work with anybody. And it always set people off the wrong way, maybe because I don't know if he's saying like they turn down features or whatever it is. They only work with each other. So that's to where we've gotten on the interview series at this point. So my whole thing is, how do y'all feel about it? A lot of people were saying that they think that everything he was saying was cap. Some people said that's how that they felt like, parts of it was true. Or some people feel like he was telling the truth. Like, do you think it's a motive behind what he's doing?
I feel like if he wouldn't have did everything he did previous to the interview and when King Von got shot, I would say that shit like, hey, that makes sense.
What did he do previous to King Von?
Just talking shit like
antagonizing.
Yeah, like just talking shit about King Von being shot, smoking on King Von, like just.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, you said previous. That's why.
Previous
you said
interview.
Post. Post King Von death, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, previous to the interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he did
I got you.
all of that, then yeah, I would have felt like, all right, you didn't know this was coming. This was just an attack, and it happened that way. That shit would have made a lot more sense. But everything you said leading up to that, now it's like you playing cleanup, and that's why everybody think what you saying is cap. And that's just how I feel on that.
I'm pretty much the same. It's like you're trying to clean the narrative. That's about it.
I think, you know what I think? Because I put out a video about this, like kind of like a little blog. Like I was just on YouTube. Follow me, Big Just Reactions on YouTube.
Free promo.
Yeah. So basically, I was thinking the same thing. And then yesterday when I did the vlog, right after I finished the vlog, I kind of thought a little bit about it even more, which I kind of said it in the vlog. But I think that it's a little ulterior motive behind it. Like if you see they trying to control everything about the interview, right? So when you see like Joe Budden doing the pull-up or Academics doing his interviews, or when you see Charlamagne doing his interviews, usually it's under their own YouTube page, correct? So I thought that it was weird that it wasn't under Angela Yee's YouTube. I thought that was, so that let me know kind of like they want to control what's coming out, the editing situation, right? So then after that, and then Angela Yee, she's not the type of interviewer that's going to challenge you. Like, if you would have got Academics is going to ask the questions that we all want to hear. They're not just going to let him just rant and get out whatever you want and just say all types of fuckery, right? So I thought that was weird, too. And she also has a relationship with them. Like, she's one of the only people that's interviewed NBA YoungBoy. So there's a previous relationship with that, right? So then I'm just listening to what he's saying, and I do believe that he was scared, as he should have been. Like, think about it. Like, you just getting out the car, you's tired. You probably might be on a little something, have a couple of drinks, I don't know. You get out the car, you just get your ass punched, and it's people, you know what I mean? But I do think that he's laying it on thick for Tim's sake. like when they do they can use that interview.
Oh, for court purposes.
For court purposes, yeah. Like when you look at it, like, cause you're not gonna see too many rappers that be like, I was scared. I had an outer body experience. Oh my god, like, cause my thing is, who the fuck gets an outer body experience from getting punched? Like usually you see that's what niggas when they get shot, they be like, yes, it was like an outer body experience. Like,
I don't know how hard he hit that nigga. Y'all ever been woke up?
Hey, listen, Von did say, yo, I hit hard as fuck. But damn, nigga,
Nigga getting hit hard as fuck, and you just woke up like you ever had somebody wake you up and you just goddamn.
If you ever, I mean, everybody got cousins and siblings and shit. You done woke up getting your ass beat. But at the same time, I don't think that's that though. I think that that's just a ploy to try to put that out there and change the narrative for his court case. Like, cause think about it, like in his music and shit, he like, I got them Glocks out, you know what I'm saying? Last week it was like he came up on with that pole and da 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 da. And then in the interview it was just like, I had an outer body experience. I was like, To me that just sound like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe his lawyer like coached him up a little bit. Like make it sound like this. Don't talk about this, say this, da da da. We got Angela here. She's not gonna say anything to challenge. That's how I might be. That's how I'm taking it now. Like,
make sure you get the self-defense.
So I think that there's truth into what he was saying, and I can't tell him like, "Hey, nigga, you didn't really feel like that." But I also think that there's an ulterior motive behind it, which, in that case, is smart. Like your homie looked out for you, you look out for him. So that's what I think is funny about the situation. So I think he's about 70% facts, 30 cap. So, I don't know, man. One of the funniest things I seen online this week, and we gotta talk about my GOAT R&B guy, Usher, baby. We seen a post come up.
Ush Bucks.
Yes, Ush Bucks, man. Usher Bucks, man. Y'all seen 21 Savage with the Usher Bucks? Y'all seen 21 take a picture with the Usher Bucks on Instagram?
I can't wait to go order me some Usher Bucks off Amazon.
So look, basically these strippers somewhere in the city, man, around here, they put up a post on Instagram saying like, man, this is why I don't fuck with these celebrities in their sections, because you'll be out here dancing all night and shit and shaking your ass for them just for them to do some shit like this. And it was $100 bill. She had a thing full of $100 bills, and it was just Usher's face on it, right? So then they put up some promo pictures, and it was like Usher standing on a briefcase, and it was like clear briefcase with like full of money, and it was like Usher Bucks in there. I don't know why I keep saying Usher Bucks, but that's ludicrous. Got me saying that shit. Usher Bucks up in there. And so they were just saying like, this nigga Usher cheap as fuck. And the news story started coming out, and niggas was saying like, oh, I worked at Saks Fifth or some shit, and Usher went and tried an outfit on and came out with the shirt on and just talked to us for a minute. And Dapper walked out with the shirt. So they just try to do my boy, they be trying to do my boy Usher bad, bro. Do y'all think that there's facts, that's facts to what happened, or do you think that it's cap? Like,
I think it's cap. I think another story came out saying that
promotion.
It was promotion. They got paid. Yeah. But that part was just promotion.
Maybe somebody was trolling.
Yeah, basically more of a troll. But this shit funny as hell though. I love the troll.
Fuck. I can imagine that shit. She think she came up.
Yeah.
Fuck is this nigga?
Maybe she thought she was getting paid and getting a little extra tip money from Usher. You know what I mean? And she bagged it up with the quickness. She noticed everybody else ain't bagging it up. Like, y'all niggas tripping. I'm about to get this
it is about it.
Because think about it. You don't ever really see the strippers, like, paying in detail to the money when they throw it. Like, because that's kind of corny. Like, you don't want no thirsty stripper.
Nah, I seen a nigga throwing some fake money before when they peeped it. That shit, them lights in there, they'll tell you.
He used to say that about Floyd Mayweather. That's what he said. That's why that nigga Rick Ross, when they was beefing, he was like, that Mayweather money looking funny in the light.
I wouldn't be surprised. 50 worth fake jewelry, nobody gonna question them. It's Floyd, throw some fake money.
Yeah. I think it's genius. Like, why the fuck I'm gonna sit here and waste my money for promo, and I can make money for promo? Like, this is a promotional tool. He probably wrote that shit off as a tax write-off and everything. Like,
Because even if you think about it, I don't know if y'all have ever noticed when a celebrity comes in the club, like a strip club, if they're there because they were hosting a party, they're giving them money. There's no money. There's no transaction like, oh, here you go, $10,000 and $100.
The celebs aren't saying, hey, can we cash out this? Here goes my card. Can you cash this out for me?
No, they're
The
bringing
promoters is giving you the money. So, yeah, I mean, either way, it's no harm, no foul. I think my boy Usher, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, stop playing with my boy Usher, man. Look, Usher made a song called Don't Mind for all the little mental health for all the little strippers. And this is the things he get. Think about it. I don't mind, baby. You hearing that from Usher. I don't mind if you dance on the pole. It don't mean you a hoe. He trying to uplift y'all. And this is what y'all do. Yeah, this is what y'all do for my boy, man. Don't play with Usher like that, man.
Usher bucks.
Get y'all some Usher bucks, man. In the black market, man. You know what I'm saying? So
that might be the new Coinbase thing.
Little Dogecoin, little Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Get you some Usher bucks.
You should have held on to the shit.
I hope you go trademark that shit for real. So, moving along, we got Diddy. And Diddy, y'all seen Diddy? Y'all boys didn't even see shit this week, did y'all?
I had a kid this week.
I feel you.
But no, I did read a Diddy letter, man.
Let me see if I can find it. Diddy, he penned, this is the second time he's penned a letter to corporate America where basically he's trying to speak up on behalf of the voiceless black companies and black people. And it's the second time that they criticize his ass. So, let me see if I can read a little bit of what he said, basically. The same feet these companies use to stand with us in solidarity are the same feet they use to stand on our necks. When confronted by the leaders of several black-owned companies, General Motors, Revolt as an example, they listed his network, basically. While it says Revolt does not receive advertising revenue from GM, our relationship is not an example of success. Instead, Revolt, just like other black-owned media companies, fight for crumbs while GM makes billions of dollars every year from the black community, exposing GM's historical refusal to fairly invest in black-owned media and its assassination of our character, blah, blah, blah. Basically, what he's saying is, like, there's companies that's basically, like, you know, this is a time where they're saying, you know, stop Asian hate and black hate and black company, and he's basically saying they're using our likeness to get a pat on the back, but they're not giving us any money. They're not working with us, and he started bringing up percentages on how they're not working with them or whatever, and you know what that's gonna lead to. So, and I got a feeling you're gonna say the same.
Like, so I'm conflicted. What he's saying is true.
Yes.
But I love Diddy, man. He's a black. I don't know if he's even a billionaire or he's right around there.
He's like 959.
But he's maybe not the best spokesperson to spearhead that message. He has too many black entertainers that feel spurned from his business deal. Yeah. You just go through them. Ask Mace.
He don't have one that I've seen that's like,
oh, I got your back. Yeah, we did good business.
What company? What artist that he's had that's happy with him?
That vouched for him on the business deal. And then it's like you make your money on these companies doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I don't know his staff. Revolt got like a whole bunch of black people and working for him, Sean John. I don't know that. But what I do know is you making your money doing a lot of stuff those big businesses do. It's capitalism, man. Like, it's make your money. Whoever sits on top of the hill. But we've known these artists, these same black people you talking about you fuck up our business deal. So how are you gonna sit there and say, oh, they don't invest back in us? They can go Mace talking about you owe him money.
Yeah.
Get them out their deals. So
that's factual though. I feel the same way, man. I feel like Diddy, like I've seen people responding and like I've seen other influencers saying like, well, I mean, Diddy Revolt called me and asked me to, you know, work on this show with y'all, but it's free. It's like no money involved. And what I do understand though, Revolt doesn't really make money. So if he was to come out and say, hey, look, we have future plans with putting money in this, but right now we don't have it. You know what I mean? That would kind of get, but then again, I don't even know if that would be understandable because people not gonna understand that.
Who's gonna trust
I'm not even saying like paying him. I'm not even saying him paying him on the back end. I'm just saying had he said that publicly, because the thing about Revolt, they say Revolt don't pay nobody. Like Revolt don't have money. So my whole thing is like, if he was to come out and speak on that, like, well, the reason I'm not giving these people, these employees money, or they feel underpaid, or they feel like, you know, insulted by saying, you know, work for free is because we just don't have it yet. I would understand that, but then again, I'm trying to think like, are the fans gonna fuck with that on day to day? The only thing I see the fans are saying, well, dude, you work for Bill and you can do this. You know, people that don't understand business. So I can understand why you don't say anything, but I just think at this point, like, you've made so much money in the music industry, and like we just literally seen Black Rob saying R.I.P. to DMX while he's laying in damn near looking like a deathbed.
Did he die?
No, he didn't die. I mean, he's alive. I don't know what Black Rob issue. I'm praying for him. Like, I hope everything's alright.
I was trying to find something on it, but I couldn't find that.
Like, bro, he's done nothing for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most successful people that's fucked with him that's like out here living is the Locks, and that's because they had to get on the radio and beg for this nigga to drop them and give them they you know what I'm saying, what he owed. So I just think, Diddy, bro, you should have just let somebody else post that up. Like, you pin that, you give it to
fact, man.
give it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying, and you just leave it at that. So I definitely think he's hypocritical.
Hey man, Diddy wasn't saying this is what I need to do. He was just saying this is what corporate America
this is what you need to do, GM.
I said he was right in what he
No,
said.
He was 100% correct.
He's speaking for the people. But he ain't saying, oh, this is what I'm gonna do.
Him T.I. shit, take his advice.
Imagine, like, Diddy's like a nigga who's like a loan shark. Like, he's loaning niggas money, but he has an unreasonable amount that, like, percentage that you gotta pay back.
Man, interest rate crazy.
His interest rate is fucking crazy, like, to where niggas is like losing their house and they got brand new, you know, they having kids and shit. And he's saying, well, the bank ain't really fucking with us because we black. That's basically. So
why ain't you fucking with us? That's what we do.
That's basically what he's saying. Like, don't look at me, y'all. Look at the bank. So that's basically how I look at what Diddy just did. But this one kind of random, man. I was having a hip hop conversation, and it just made me start thinking about just a few questions. You know what I'm saying? That like just kind of came to me, and I just wonder how y'all would feel about it. So I played Coi Leray for my boy Kazadi. And my boy Kazadi, sometimes he be up on shit. He's either up on shit when it happens with music, or he's super behind. There's no in between. Like, he sleep all day, y'all. We just gotta let my boy get his rest. He work hard and sleep harder.
Alright.
And so we was talking about Coi Leray. For those who don't know Coi Leray, she has one of the top songs in the country right now. It's called No More Parties, right? So I'm talking to a young dude, and he's telling me, like, basically, and it matches the internet narrative of Coi Leray, that she's trash. She's Benzino's daughter. They think it's just nepotism while she's on. But they're saying that she's trash. She doesn't sound good. And basically, if I had to say a similar style, she's in that mumble category. Like, she sounds like a woman, Playboy Cardi, future-ish, you know, melodic. You can tell she can actually sing, but I also think that, like, she raps and she sings, put it like that. For me, personally, I kind of felt the same way at first, and then one day I was just, like, listening to her on a big speaker, and I was listening to the No More Parties track, and I was just listening to what she was saying. I was like, yo, I can appreciate this song a little bit more, you know? Like, I kind of appreciate this song. So, basically, the narrative is that she's trash, and it had me thinking, are women held to a higher standard in hip-hop than men? Because I feel like people don't like her because she's a woman mumble rapper.
Held to a higher standard.
But I feel like women can't. My thing is, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a woman rapper that was a mumble rapper?
No. I thought no. But
So most women rappers, I'm not saying all. Let me say this. You can tell me if I'm facts or cap. I feel like most women rappers, you either have to come out and have bars, or you get by on just being sexy.
yes, that's usually one of the two. No other. There's no like unique. It's hard to be a unique or like different weird. There's no like Kid Cudi woman rapper or you know in between Playboy Cardi is either you're bar heavy or supposed to be sex appeal.
So do you think that that's a higher standard than men rapping?
But I think if a woman has bars, they're gonna get that push. I don't know. It's weird because it's not a lot.
But that's the standard that they have. Like you can't just put it like this. We've seen even just when we talk about one hit wonders. Like okay, let me ask you this: Spot him, got him. Do we think he can rap? When y'all hear that, you know, the gun being nuggets fans,
I posed the question.
On my people.
It's different than what I call rap. It's just, but he's.
You don't think he's rapping? You don't think that's rap?
It's not it's not your Nas rap.
Yeah.
But what he's doing, it's people say Young Thug can't rap, and then it's like, wait a minute, it's purposeful what he's doing. What I'm saying is, let's take a skill to do what he's doing as well.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So you think that basically she's following the same path that they follow? Like at the beginning, you're trash, you're this, and then you're really the sticks, or do you think that?
So I think a hot music gonna get now, especially nowadays, hot music gonna come out. If it's hot, niggas gonna hate, but that's part of the game. People hate on Cardi, and then it's like eventually, all right, we got on board. You still
Playboy Cardi or Cardi B?
Cardi B.
But Cardi B she
be
be snapping though. She came with bars, whether she wrote them or not. Like that was the thing, but she came with bars. So like the way I look at it, like I think Coyle Ray, I think she kind of special.
I don't definitely. Yeah, she's unique. There's not.
I think because she
compared to a female.
Because they made fun of her. She put up a video twerking. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. Shawty got back with a crack. She ain't got no titties. You know what I'm saying? Like she's slim.
This nigga said a back with a
She's
crack.
not the thickest person. I think she's a beautiful girl though. I think she's a pretty girl. She wear her natural hair. Like she's not over the top like women rap. You don't see that, right? You don't see women that don't have the bodies. Everybody has surgery. She has braces. She literally wears fucking 2-strand twists in her hair, like just her natural hair. She wears fucking baggy ass clothes. She raps like Playboy Cardi. You know, a little bit more easy to interpret, but the style is the same. She's not necessarily like a spitter like Nicki Minaj. She don't have the most bars. It's not the sex appeal like
So she the mumble
like
rap.
the City Girls and Megan Thee Stallion.
So she the mumble rap Dej Loaf.
Yeah, Dej Loaf was similar to that, but I think Dej Loaf.
Bars.
I don't think Dej Loaf necessarily has bars.
Compared to her,
I'm a big bar guy. Like, but there's styles. Everybody there's not just one way to rap. Like
I know that.
Like a New York East Coast centric
Of course.
rap. Snoop Dogg, does Snoop Dogg got bars or just?
I think Snoop Dogg has had bars in some of his songs. I think
Southern-
T.I. has
rappers
bars.
So just because you mumble how you sound,
Yeah.
like you said, she was actually saying.
Yeah, but
shit.
no, I'm
That's
looking
bars.
at what I'm
She's
saying is you don't see women rappers
That style.
that have that style. They're not allowed to have that style.
or maybe she's just the first.
I'm not
to do
saying
it.
that she's not capable of bars.
You saying you don't see it? Like I don't. Is there any
That's
other
nobody
than you can
that's
name?
compared to.
I don't know who else.
There's nobody that do it. There's
So that's why
She's probably just first.
So what I'm saying is I feel like a lot of women rappers don't do that style
Because they don't think it will work.
because it's not really accepted. Because like
It's relatively new.
literally, if you type in Coyle Ray's name right now on Twitter, she's being trashed about the way that she raps. She's literally being trashed.
But then
She was trending today.
But you said that the song is top of
The song is trending has Lil Durk on it.
That's how you start.
That is how you start. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying, and it was a TikTok song, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not knocking Coi Leray, but like it's a lot of songs that trend on TikTok that when you actually hear the full song, you like, damn, this ain't as good as I thought it was. For example,
That whole Busted.
the Busted Challenge song, I thought that song was about to be crazy. Like when I actually heard it, it wasn't trash, but it just wasn't.
I heard that shit one time and said never again.
For me, it just wasn't up to par like how I thought it was on TikTok.
I just don't think we have enough sample size to say it's harder because it's just newer. Playboy she gets criticized. It's just people want to do what works. You feel okay, Cardi works, Queen works. There's no.
See what Playboy, he built his shit on.
Yeah.
So you got
coming from ASAP.
Yeah, he was already accepted. He was accepted. He was accepted. He was already
But
coined
she
from ASAP.
sounds like Playboy, so she can't even build her shit.
Yeah.
everybody copy people. They the first person that
That's
copy
why,
people.
in my opinion, that's why I think a lot of new women artists coming up sound too close to Cardi and Nicki and Megan. That now they all starting to sound.
They have to.
So now she's gonna stand out, and then a year from now somebody's gonna copy her.
So what you saying? What we're trying to say is, I get why. I don't disagree with you as to why it's not working. I mean, why it's working. We get that it's special. We get all that. What I'm saying is, the question that I'm asking is, we're talking about the standard. So I feel like she's going over the hill as a cowboy. Like you feel like this. If a man rapper comes out and makes that same exact song, I don't think they get half the criticism she
I'm
gets.
gonna tell you the issue.
That's what I think.
The issue is because she's the first to do it. The first mumble rappers that came out,
But she's not the first mumble rapper.
the first
That's the
female,
point.
she's the first woman.
So
mumble
that's
rapper.
the point. Why does it have to be? Oh, she's a girl. She should. That's what they're saying online. She's a woman. She shouldn't be rapping like that.
The women already got it. I mean, the men already got that
She
criticism.
just has.
I never heard of that. Like,
You don't think the
She's a
men
woman,
mumble
she's
I
rappers?
put it like this: men. This is what I'm trying to say. Male rappers have always had more range. Have always been having the ability to have more range and more acceptance to just do whatever kind of artistic expression that they want to do than women. Women typically have to outbar you.
this woman role.
Because I just thought that shit was kind of crazy when I thought about it. Like, women have to outbar. It's not different.
And this situation is different because there's nobody else to compare it to.
I just think she.
I don't.
not
But
like
that's
it's
not what
another
I'm not
woman.
asking you to compare it. I'm asking you.
If you're talking about,
I'm comparing. I'm saying, do men? The question is, do men get more fucking? Are they accepted to do more artistically than women?
Yeah, but I don't
Yes.
think it's solely based on this thing. That's with bars, with sex appeal, with every facet of rap. Like the argument you making, oh, if that was a man, like women should rap like that. 10 years ago, probably women should rap at all, or women should only rap sexy. Like Lil Kim, why you? You shouldn't rap so hard.
So
You
that's
need to
proving
sound-
my point.
So yeah,
but
it's not specifically that sound. That's just what it
I'm
is
not
right
specifically speaking on the sound. I didn't say it. Does Coi Leray is
Yeah,
she held to a
women-
higher standard?
now.
I'm saying
Women put it on
in general.
That's a fact.
I'm asking, are women in general held to a higher standard
So,
to make it in
higher
hip hop?
standard? I don't know if it's a
men.
higher standard.
I do.
I feel like they put it in a box. It's not a higher
I
standard.
think it's.
They don't have to be better.
I think it's
than
15 Lil Uzis. We've seen Lil Uzi. We've seen all these other rappers that imitate Uzi that have got hits. We've seen fucking 6ix9ines. We've seen all these rappers that you be like, I don't really think that these niggas is like really that good, but they have some kind of career, even if it's short lived, even if it's a 3-4 year career.
There's some women out here that got some
Whereas to women,
some Doja Cat, some
most
Rico
women
Nasties, there's
they
some-
spit.
What you like,
They spit. You just named 2 spitters.
bro?
They can spit.
I understand that. What I'm saying is,
Coi Leray is going up
As
against
me-
Rico Nasty right now. They're beefing today.
what I'm saying is, the women always has to catch up in this sport, in this field.
So my
But
point.
that's not because they're held to a higher standard. I don't think they just put it in a box. Maybe those are the same thing. We're saying
That sounds like the same thing to me.
But why are they putting that box?
Because they're women.
Because women are put in a box.
Outside,
In
that
everything?
industry. In that industry though, 'cause I feel like
In male
I
dominated
feel
stuff.
like if Ross, Drake, who else is high top 10?
Look at the 90s female. Like,
I'm just saying, if Ross, Drake, Future, fucking any other top 5 male artists out right now, her song would got buried.
Mm-hmm. Facts. There's been no big releases this year.
Yeah, there's no.
Rod Wave has been the most successful hip hop artist.
There's not like women rap history is not as extensive as male rap.
Yes, it is.
Shit, Cardi.
In the 90s, women could be kind of like who they wanted to be. 2000s, it went black, it went dark, and then Nicki Minaj came out.
Even if it wasn't.
Nicki Minaj came out and she literally refueled women rap. That previous decade, what women rappers was hot?
From what decade?
Fucking
So
Lil Kim was probably
2010.
done at her hot peak in 2001, 2, like once she got out of prison, like you didn't see nobody else.
Come on, man.
Who?
Diamond.
Come on, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro.
I was saying, even if it wasn't Drake Ross or Future, it could have been
Stilettos,
Cardi,
pumps,
Megan, and Nicki
club.
out right now. And I still think that song would have got buried.
Bro, I was watching DJ Academics. I was watching DJ Academics, right? This is an example I'm gonna say. I was watching one of his streams.
Before you
He said Megan Thee Stallion has average bars. She's a subpar rapper, but then he's the same nigga who tokens Playboy Cardi.
I disagree. I think no, not that bad. Not that bad. I'm talking about, I got an answer for the 2000 decade question. When did rap didn't start in the 90s?
I didn't say that.
I don't understand. Let me finish. Rap started in the 80s. Ain't no 80s female rapper.
Yes, it is.
Who?
Nigga, you had Salt and Pepper. You had all those
That's
people.
the 80s?
MCs, all who came out.
They were popping in the 90s.
Roxanne Shante.
All them started
all
popping in the late 80s, early 90s.
The reason why.
To my point, I'm saying that the male started it. All them, MC Light, Queen Latifah,
Missy?
She's in the 90s.
all of them. The golden age of female rap was the 90s. It started in the
Golden
80s.
age hip hop was the 90s.
Let me
nigga.
finish. The 80s, what I'm saying, the point where you're saying the 2000s, women had to catch up. Women had to catch up in the 90s from the 80s. So it's a trend. It's a trend. It started in the 80s, male-dominated sport. Women popped in the 90s. The sound changed. When the sound changed, male-dominated in the 2000s, and then women caught up to 2010s. When the sound changes this decade, you're going to see female fall off again, and in the next 10 years. That's all it is.
Okay, but
It ain't got nothing to do with...
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think
Maybe
that
some 80s
I think that you're
rappers.
talking about, okay, yes. Nigga, yes, I get it. The fact that the genre was created 70s, 80s, and then it started in the 90s. But we're at a point now where women are dominating the industry.
You could say...
Women rappers are dominating the industry.
Right now? Yes.
Right now, it's damn near more popping women rappers than it are men rappers.
Disagree. There's a couple women who dominate.
A couple? So we got the City Girls, we got Megan Thee Stallion,
City Girls.
we got Doja Cat, we had Nicki Minaj. At one point, we had four. The top 4 hits in the country were women. We had.
They're not dominating.
That's not dominating. If 4 women on the Hot 100, that's not dominating.
That's just cool. That's that 1 month. One week. They had.
All right, man. Listen.
I gotta agree with David on this one.
I
I don't think they dominate.
I think that women rap is dominating.
Come on,
Like,
man.
look, if we look at right now, there's nobody out right now.
Nicki's in hiatus.
I mean, Nicki just had a fucking baby, bro. She's not rapping.
Megan dropped one single in the last couple months.
Megan just won 3 Grammys,
What
bro.
the fuck was she won?
Megan just won 3 Grammys.
That was from last
Over
year.
all rappers.
In the 90s,
That's
had
pretty
great
good,
top
yes.
before.
Megan Thee Stallion just won 3 Grammys.
Women right now are dominating more than women in the 90s overall.
Yeah. Rapping?
Shit.
I would have gave Megan a Grammy. Ain't nobody
Yes.
else dropped. Who else dropped
So
the
who
album?
compared to Lauryn Hill? Who's the?
Is Lauryn Hill a rapper?
Yes. The fuck wrong with you?
We already had my talk about Lauryn Hill.
Well, you need to talk about it again.
I feel like Lauryn Hill, the album that she gets the praise for, don't get me wrong, I think it's a great album, but I think that was an R&B album. It wasn't a rap album. It wasn't a rap album.
Take Care of Rap album?
Yes, because he raps at least 50%
Lauryn
of the
Hill
album.
rap? At least 50%
She didn't. No, she
of the
didn't.
album.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
I was-
What are we gonna look up?
Listen.
What are we gonna look up?
Bitch, that's
How many
Lauryn
bars
Hill.
did she rap on this album? No,
How'd you
nigga.
get that percentage?
Because I listened to it.
Obviously,
So are we
you
gonna
did.
sit here? Are we gonna sit here and listen to this for an hour on the podcast?
Fuck the
No.
podcast.
What are you talking
My
about?
point stands.
Like that's an R&B album, nigga.
It's not. It's not any more of an R&B album than Take Care is. That's my point.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
Well,
Like that nigga is rapping on that.
and
bitch.
she's rapping on that.
Cap,
What's
cap,
wrong with you?
cap.
stupid.
Cap.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all have that.
Listen,
man.
all I'm saying is he's been saying my point the whole time. He kind of
I was
freaking
gonna
it.
say
No, I wasn't.
with the Megan situation, she deserved a Grammy because ain't shit come out that year. So
Last year?
yeah, other than Roddy.
No, your original point, I agree with you. Like, women are the high standard, maybe the definition, but
That's all I've been trying to say the whole
but
time.
we switched that. Now we talk about.
I think that this is
But why?
I
You talking about
think
the
women
why.
are dominating rap at this point.
I disagree.
Over the last year,
What's the last?
I would say women have been dominating, bro.
You can say that any year. Lil Kim and Foxy Brown probably.
No. You can't say that anytime. Even when when Lil Kim came out, she still wasn't. She was damn near by herself. There wasn't a time. This is the most successful time in rap for women right now.
This is also
I
the
feel
most
like
successful time in rap for men.
I don't necessarily know. I think it might be easier to get on,
rap more.
but I think the way that they dominate. I just named the accolades. That'll tell you this year that this is that women are dominating hip hop.
You said Megan had 3. You said
I said Megan had 3 Grammys,
and
I said that 4 or 5 women
had
had number ones at the same time. They had number
if I
1, number
go
2,
look
number
up
3,
some
number 4.
90s
What are you talking
accolades.
about?
Are they gonna match?
No,
We'll see.
they not.
I feel like they're merging. I wouldn't say dominating the rap.
Are there even artists? Are there any other female artists that got 3 Grammys? Like female rap artists, women rap artists that got 3 Grammys
But you know how many
that on
Grammys?
one night?
You know how many Grammys Lauryn Hill got?
So okay, we'll give her that. So since 98,
Missy got Grammys.
did she get 3 at one night?
Sorry, Megan Thee Stallion. You gonna compare her to Missy Elliott? That's what
I'm not saying that she's more
She's higher than Missy
Wait,
Elliott.
I'm not
More
saying
impactful than hip hop.
See, this is see now.
Because
so this is why you're changing. This is why
You're
you're changing.
validating your
Wait,
statement
wait,
by
wait,
saying
wait.
she won 3 Grammys. Has anybody since Lauryn Hill did that?
No, look.
Fuck that.
No, this is
What
where
does
you're
that mean?
no. This is where you're changing my argument because I'm not saying that Megan Thee Stallion is better than
Somebody
Missy Elliott.
collective.
I said women.
You can't.
I said women.
I said
this is the
You can't
it's
compare
comparable.
the Grammys because
It's
if
comparable.
you're gonna do that, you
Now we can't compare Grammys
because-
with women because when we
no.
talk about rapping with niggas, we talking about Grammys they win.
When we do it with niggas though, we compare them to others. Like Travis Scott versus Kendrick Lamar, who should win a Grammy and go home with the Grammys that year.
Yeah, the whole argument is about how women aren't accepted in hip hop. So she's the only nominee compared to multiple men that are nominated for Grammys, and she's dominating the wins, which we only have few hip hop categories.
She beat
and she
niggas
won.
that really like she went against a Nas album. Did you even?
Yeah, who was in that?
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's what we gonna do.
But that's what I'm saying though. You can't
Who was
put
in that
it on
category? I don't know.
Okay,
That's what you
That's
can't
what we gonna
judge.
do.
You can't judge off a Grammy.
To recap,
that's what we
for
gonna
the
do.
question, I agree. The subplots, I disagree.
Cause that's the same situation come up with Nicki versus Travis Scott situation when it came to a Grammy. Even Nicki won, but niggas should have said Travis. A lot of people said Travis should have had that award.
Nicki Minaj has no Grammys.
She beat Travis.
Cardi B.
Oh, that was Cardi B. My bad.
And
But
Cardi
still,
B, wait. We not gonna say that Cardi B shouldn't have won no Grammy.
I'm not saying
That album
she
was
should have
crazy.
won, but if you compare it to that year and that release,
Listen, Travis Scott spent a lot of money. He had a big ass rollout. He has a different fan base than Cardi B at that time. So of course it's gonna be whether Cardi didn't win or whether he didn't win. It's gonna be a little bit more. There's gonna be some backlash. But I just feel like you just sound like you taking away. You saying, well, we can't use that why she won for this one because nobody was nominated or nobody these certain people like that. I feel like that's the point that I'm saying. Like I think you're subconsciously taking away from what she did.
but that's
From her
what
dominance.
I mean.
She dominated last year. She dominated last year. She won a Grammy for it.
She dominated last year, and you saying women are dominating the industry.
Yes.
That was 1 year. She came.
I said a year.
I feel like they're not dominating, they're emerging and trying to take over because it's been a lot of female rappers on the scene that actually spit bars and just don't even get recognized.
I still think that happens too. Yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying
Like,
is,
there's no way in hell what's her name? Coyle Ray should be over
I didn't-
nasty.
I didn't say.
Happy.
Listen, they're arguing right now. On
Yeah,
Twitter
that's
about
what I'm
that.
saying.
I didn't say. I'm not comparing who's better than who. I didn't say that. The only reason I brought up Coyle Ray is because Coyle Ray inspired the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think
that goes
Coyle
back to
Ray-
what I said. I think she just has a hot song that's out right now because there's nothing else out.
See, I can't say that. I'm not gonna say that.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say
They
that's
play
the
this
reason
shit
why
20
her song is
times
hot.
on the radio. Like,
I mean, a lot of people play 20 songs get their song played 20 times on the radio. I'm not gonna say that that's the only reason she hot. If a song is hot, let's make it undeniable. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that you would even fathom that. Let's say that hit never existed, but Lil Durk, or let's say that like even Rod Wave when he came out with his first hit, we're not gonna say, oh, this song is only popping because it's no other songs on the radio right now. But when it comes to a woman, that's when niggas be like start subtracting shit.
I say same shit for niggas. The song is only hot because ain't nothing out right now.
Well, all right. Well, let's just keep it moving because I can't. We getting up to our time limits, time restraints. We got a couple more things. Another thing we've been seeing. So have y'all seen the Who I Smoke video with Young and Ace? Very disrespectful video. People, that's the new trend in hip hop. People are saying, oh my ops. Disrespecting the ops that allegedly they killed. They bringing a real heavy street element from social media into the rap industry.
Snitching on themselves.
Yeah. So, do y'all think that basically being disrespectful is the new direction that rap is going? Like just being disrespectful, bringing a street element and being disrespectful from the street element, is that the new direction that hip hop is going?
I think it's like another subgenre, and I just don't know what to call it yet. 'Cause like there's all like I feel like every 4 to 5 years there's a new subgenre of hip hop, whether it's trap, drill, but I just don't know what to call it.
So this new subgenre, is that the new direction?
For whatever whatever that subgenre is eventually gonna be called, yes. I feel like that's the direction.
Just drill music. That's really what it is. It's drill music. Like it's drill.
I mean, in a sense, yeah, that's where drill music is going.
It's like drill 2.0. Like when trap 2.0 came out. Like
I don't think it has a longevity.
of course it's not gonna have a longevity. You're gonna die, or you're gonna go to jail.
There's no longevity.
I don't think it's
especially
smart.
if it's real.
I don't think it's smart, especially
that shit is not gonna last too long. Like I think it's gonna go more sort of creative, like make up, what I would do. This name dropping, real body shit. I don't see that having too much more legs. Like when they gonna start dropping like Fed cases on them, niggas gonna stop.
Shit, it's already been going on.
They gonna
You know what I'm
stop doing
saying?
that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be a little more creative, I think.
But I also think that just make room. I think it's easier for like rappers from the street to make music knowing that they can disrespect the ops. Like it's a little bit more that you put into it. It's easier to kind of rap about it.
I don't think they really think it's gonna get that big until it gets that big, and then it's like shit, it's out now, and these niggas love it, so fuck it, we gonna keep
So do
singing.
we blame the labels anywhere behind this for like pushing that music? Like do we blame them a little? Like do they get a blame because they basically get to capitalize off of these artists? Like they giving them budgets to shoot these expensive videos like the Who I Smoke video.
Yeah, and the Who I Smoke is unique. Like the labels, like that's creative. They got the sample from that song, the video. It was more than just the song. Who I it's more than just like the lyrics.
It's the visual.
It's the visual. It's the samples. The beat is all that goes to it. If you just take away that, then the response disc wasn't as popular.
The what?
The response disc from the KTA wasn't as popular.
It kind of was.
At least to me.
It got. I mean, I think the visual wasn't as good, obviously, but like the response, they made them hot. They made the response hot because of their saying those names. So then, initial thing is to look.
Let me rephrase.
And
popular as far as my wavelength. Like,
Yeah.
It didn't hit my wavelength yet.
Yeah.
So of course, if you're tuning in, you know. But if you kind of a casual, it didn't hit that level yet. Like the Who I Smoke, I can play that to somebody who's like, oh shit, what? The other ones, I'm like, these niggas just rapping.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna hit the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really blame the label for it. You brought the music. They probably already had leaked certain parts of it or did whatever they did, and they saw it got a buzz, and that's all you're looking for.
No, you can blame
If
the
a
label.
15-year-old come over, y'all got an idea to rob a bank, and you the adult.
Yeah.
Who you gonna blame?
How much do you think the labels are listening to this music versus listening to a beat and a sound and thinking, oh, this sounds
But that's
good.
the point.
They're not.
Basically, the reason
How
why
are you blaming them for?
I think the reason we're saying that you blame the label is because they basically have no moral. It's just about the top dollar. They don't have no interest in the well-being of their employees. They don't have no wealth. There's no interest in that. Like if you had a job right now and it was just about making money, and they look at you like they don't care about your well-being. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care nothing about it. They just like, shit, well, it is what it is. Like, for example, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. For example, remember Aaron Hernandez? He asked the Patriots for a trade. He said because he felt like the walls are closing in on him. He's literally living where he came up from in an environment, and he doesn't feel right in the environment. They basically told him, like, basically go home, you'll be all right. We're gonna keep you because we need you. Are they looking out for the interest of their employees? No.
The only thing but that's what anything. That's what your regular 9-to-5 job. They use
so that's
what they
need
for.
That's our criticizing. That's what we're saying. Like, do they get a blame? Do they get a little bit of blame?
They shouldn't get none of the blame. All they there is to do is make sure that you spend, you get numbers, and make us money. That's the only thing.
So you want a car wash? You want a car wash? You know, car washes, they like to hire young people. You got a 16-year-old boy. He tells you, hey man, like, can I transfer to your car wash on the other side of town, because on this side of town is people who looking for me. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't feel safe here. Like, it's just not, I don't feel safe. And then you say, nah, you got to stay here. And then they come by and shoot the nigga up. Do you take any responsibility for that?
Me personally, or me as a business owner?
You are the business owner, so it's you personally and as an owner. What are you talking about? You can't separate you from you, nigga.
I'm talking about me. What are you talking about? Me just being you now. I'm talking about me.
Nigga, I'm talking about Brandon Holmes.
I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's fucked up. Like,
me as a business owner, or the business owner as me?
Nigga, you nigga.
It's a fucked up situation, but at the end of the day, if you're in business, you're trying to make sure your business is good. And if he's my hardest worker, I'm not trying to let him go. I might try to.
That example,
you're not letting them go.
I can see somebody taking responsibility, and I can see not. That example. My example would be more like, let's say you're a boxer trainer, and you got a boxer, you train him up for a fight, and you see him getting his ass beat, and you ain't gonna throw in the towel? You take responsibility for not throwing in the towel?
At that point, that's my job. I need to throw in the towel to save my boxing.
As the label, it's their job. They're putting up the money.
Do you know how much these niggas make after they die?
Who?
So let's just say this shit.
So then they deserve the blame.
They even gonna make
So then they deserve the blame.
I'm not saying that's what they want.
Let them die. You want to make more money.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right.
Wrong.
But I'm just saying, like, that's not their. As a business, you got to think, as a multi-billion-dollar company.
You said
they're gonna do.
You can't say you didn't say it's right. You said
I'm not agreeing.
You don't think that they get any blame, so you don't think that they deserve no blame. You said you don't think they deserve no blame because they feel like they can make money. Is there no morals in a
earlier,
business?
you were just talking about the women having control of their artistry and being able to say and do what they want to do. These artists come in here and want to say and do what they want to do. This is what you want. You sure this is what you want to do? All right, it sounds good. We're going to make some money off this.
That was the most worst comparison ever.
It's the same thing.
They can get more money when they dead. Fuck no.
That was a bad comparison.
My responsibility is the bread.
That's all they...
Listen, I'm not saying... The reason why I even asked... It's part of the blame. Because the artist... If the artist going... Like, put it like this. If the label says, listen, if you're going to push this type of music, we have to put you on the other side of the country. Or we have to set certain parameters to make sure that your life isn't in jeopardy. Or they tell them, hey, you gotta tone this down. We hearing about you on the street, we doing whatever. Put it like this, if they put some kind of something in front of that, you know what I mean? Then I would be more understanding than them not taking the blame. But like these motherfuckers oppress and push these dangerous ass, they're literally going out in the street looking for rappers who are making this type of music. Yes, we're looking for, you know what, we need another Chicago artist who's gonna make a drill song about the BDs or the GDs. We need that. Go get them.
But if that's how...
And then we give them $2 million. Yeah, look,
I'm not saying it's all their fault.
Yeah, we're not saying it's all. We're gonna give them a one album deal. So we know that.
So
I expect to see jail. I don't know.
Right.
I get you, but that makes sense. That's right. That's how it should happen.
That's not.
No. I'm talking about your example, like as far as putting them on the other side of the country or doing other things or telling them they shouldn't do this. But you gotta look at it from a business point.
We know the business. That's the point we're saying.
Everybody making money.
We understand what you choose to. Like, it's not like I'm pushing you to. Hey, you need to goddamn talk about.
They do be pushing them.
You're funding it.
No,
I'm saying you're writing your own lyrics.
I'm funding
You're
it.
funding the video.
Brandon, it's different if I go on YouTube and I get up my phone and I just write.
So there's no
something.
accountability for the people that say.
Yeah, we already been said that.
So how is the label responsible for it?
More than one people can be responsible. Unless you're saying responsibility is 100%. It may not be 100%.
At that point, if you're writing your own lyrics and this is what you choose to say, this is at this point I'm letting you
I'm like a private funder. It's your message. I'm just making money wherever you're talking about. I don't deserve no responsibility. That's kind of what you're saying. Yeah. In a way. I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Because it's like
as a hip hop back in the 90s, if these niggas want to spit and say all these bars, and niggas think like, yo, this shit is you need to dumb this shit down. You gonna go in there and tell Jay-Z, hey nigga, you gotta dumb this shit down.
There's been, I think they had a little bit more. Well, first of all, this is the first type of hip hop that we ever seen that's like this. This is the first time we ever seen hip hop like this. If niggas had beef back in the day, they're not just gonna be like, yo, little whitehead from 64th Street in Lenox, nigga, when I see you, I'ma shoot you. And we killed your dead man. So we can't compare it to the 90s. We didn't see that type of shit. If there was beef, I could understand that the labels might not even understand what them niggas is talking about. Or if they did, the song is already out.
When they did understand, they knew they was pushing killing and drugs.
But now we're talking about where like this is what they're looking for. We need these niggas to be disrespectful. We're just trying to sign the niggas that are disrespectful because we trying to make as much money as possible. We don't care about these niggas' well-being. Let's just make some money off of them.
I see what you're saying, bro.
So they care.
We all understand.
It's their content.
Yes.
I'm just here to make money.
Yeah.
I feel like
listen,
you're
we
here to
all
make
understand.
money. You deserve a little bit of that blame.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if
That's
something
all,
happens, you deserve a little bit of the blame. Now, whether you willing to sleep at it at night about it, cool. So, let's get to our last topic. Uncle Shay Shay and Katie, we ain't talking about sports in a minute. We've been having a lot of women on the podcast. So I wanted to talk about this one. Not that women don't know sports anyway, but you know what it is. We try to keep it a little bit.
Clean it up.
Yeah, I gotta clean it up. So there was always a quote. There was always a quote going around on Twitter where Katie was saying like how he beat, if LeBron's the GOAT and he beat the GOAT 2 times, how is he not the GOAT and whatnot, and just it was a real wild quote that looked crazy from KD, right? So Shannon Sharp, everybody watches, what's the name of that show? Undisputed. We know that Undisputed, like, it's like they're gonna talk about Tom Brady, they're gonna talk about the Cowboys, and they're gonna talk about LeBron James. And Shannon Sharp is a LeBron stan, right? Literally anything that you talk about basketball wise, he can find a way to flip it back to LeBron. We all agree to that?
Yep.
So they were talking about KD and he brought up that quote, right? And then not only did he bring up the quote, he talked about it on Twitter, interacting with his fans, which he's done for basically a couple years at this point, where he comes to KD.
He said it on the show, and then on Twitter he was talking to a fan. He doubled down on it.
Yeah, he basically brought up the quote. He brought up a real quote that KD said in comparison to the fake quote that they put on TV. Okay. And KD commented and said, I guess he was talking about the video. He said, "Y'all drunk uncle out here lying again. When did I say this, Shannon Sharp?" And then
funny shit about this shit. I see that on the comments. Niggas was posting the picture of his face with the quote.
Wait. Actually, let me correct this. He didn't say a real quote on Twitter. Let me read y'all Shannon Sharp's comment. This is a narrative that he's pushing through a fake quote. And he's admitting that it's a fake quote. He says, "Y'all remember the fake account when KD said, 'Now everybody want to play for the Heat and Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at these peoples.'"
No,
then
that was real. He was being sarcastic.
Okay. Well, okay. So they were saying that the quote The fan was saying that it was fake on
and
TV.
he was like, oh.
And he was saying, well, oh, y'all said this was fake. So he's basically doubled down trying to say that the quote was real. Okay, I get it now. So he put that up. And then, so Kevin Durant had said that, and in the midst of that, Shannon Sharp, he didn't respond to KD, and he put that tweet up. And then Kevin Durant said, oh, Shannon refuses to respond to me. Yo, Shannon, why are you using your platform to push fake quotes about me? And then he says, KD, if you want to talk to me, I'm not hard to find. But I'm not going back and forth on social media. Whatever our differences are, they can be handled on the eye of social media. Where Kevin Durant came back and said, we can talk in front of everybody. It's not that serious, Shannon. You go on TV in front of everybody pushing fake shit, but now you want to talk in private. Why are you lying on TV? And Shannon Sharp blocked him. And then KD put up, but I'm sensitive.
Let me go. I've been big
Hypocritical.
Criticizing on Kevin Durant, social media, and some of his NBA moves. I really like Uncle Shannon Sharp, his takes and everything. In this case, I am 1 billion % on KD's side and 1 billion % against Shannon Sharp. I don't understand. It's hard for me to comprehend how that exchange happens. You go on TV, you talk about KD, you double down, that's your job, fine, cool. You go on Twitter and you double down with a fake quote. Just because it has a picture of him and quotation marks and it looks
like an ESPN.
It looks like an ESPN thing people run on Twitter to make it real. Trolling 100%. KD said, yo, I never said that. He texts you, he mentions you, you don't respond. The next day, the next morning comes, a fan says, hey, and then you double down. He mentions again, so you're not gonna respond. You say, I ain't gonna go back and forth with you on Twitter. If you wanna talk to me, that makes no sense. You talk to me on TV, you mention about me on Twitter, I ask you, hey, now you say, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on Twitter?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Or if somebody would tell me, you can come on my show and talk about it. Why? Why do I gotta go on your show? People act like social media is like the Matrix or something. It's media. At the end of the day, it's a type of media. If you don't want to have a talk on social media, then why are you talking about it on social media?
Facts.
It doesn't make no sense to me.
And
you're wrong.
I 100% agree with you. Now, I think the only difference is for me is that I agree with Shannon a lot. Like how you said you agree with his takes because first of all he's going to get Skip, so Skip makes it easy for Shannon's takes to be, and he's just articulate. Like he's smart, he speaks well, and he even if you don't agree with him, usually he has some kind of point behind what he's saying. Kevin Durant, I feel like I'm one of the people who I kind of understand Kevin Durant a little bit better. It seems like I understand him a little bit more than other people. Like. I think people are different just from when he first came out, he was the clean cut guy. But that's what like your agents and just being young in the league and you're not set. Like it's kind of like when you have a job, right? When you're the new person, you want your best behavior at your job. But once you've been there 10 years, you know what I'm saying? You know the tricks and tricks. You know what you can get away with. You know what you can't do. Am I lying? Like, you know what you can do, right?
10 years, 10 months.
Yeah,
right.
And think about it. So,
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, he's already been maxed out a couple times. Kevin Durant has been maxed out a couple of times. So, his talent speaks for himself. Like, nobody's going to drop him. He can speak. Now he can speak freely and do what he want to do. And he's already came out before and said, yo, in OKC, I wasn't being me. And so, people want him to be who he was in OKC. But I don't think and I think that plays a big narrative now. And of course, they don't like the movie he did. And I think that people don't accept KD for who he is now. I don't think he's necessarily sensitive. If that's what sensitive is, then I guess he's sensitive. But I think that KD just enjoys him. Like some people enjoy, like I know niggas who enjoy the PS5. Me personally, I don't really play PlayStation like that. I enjoy social media. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy that. I feel like Kevin Durant's the same type of person. It's just he's held under a microscope. So I think that, to speed it up, I think that basically Shannon Sharp, I agree with you, he was 100% wrong. You've been pushing the narrative on KD, and you compare him for 2-3 years you've been doing this, And Katie hasn't said anything, but nobody's taking that to account. That Katie just been letting these fake quotes roll and do what he want to, and then that particular day he had time.
Not on his account, anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not on his account.
His account.
I ain't saying Katie do anything wrong. He does a lot of shit wrong. But at the end of the day, if a nigga don't give a fuck, what are you gonna tell him? You know what I mean? My thing about Shannon is, how are you, like you just said, nigga, your social media presence, you have 1 million followers, you have everybody watches your show. I literally watch your YouTube clips every day. I get on Twitter the day before that you go online and like say that fucking somebody choked. I'm gonna look at his response and see what's going on, and it's gonna get thousands of retweets. Like you're an influencer, and then it's like, yo, talk to me in private. First of all, you're not even. Then he tried to say, I don't want to lose my job going back and forth. Nigga, you're the same nigga who brings Henny and skull caps and cigarillos to your job on TV.
That goes back for being held accountable. But
Yeah.
all Shannon had to say was, my bad, I used the wrong quote. We can finish this conversation on a different platform.
Facts.
And he could be like, no, I finished here. I don't want to finish here for personal reasons.
Facts.
One, I have a job where I can get money for doing this, where they're going to be like, why are you doing this? Upper rappers tell me, but you can still apologize, or you can be like, admit, you can answer this question. And he asked you a question.
Facts.
But I mean, if Shannon Sharp does stuff that leads up to the next episode of his show the next day, we gonna talk about this off here. We don't need to have this narrative out here, because I feel like his reason for saying let's do this. Hey, you know,
He didn't say show. He said private.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that conversation need to be held private, because you got to keep the narrative for whatever the show is gonna be the next day.
But
Yeah.
do you
think wait. So we're a small budget podcast, right? So when we're talking about things, we all have to chip in on what we want to talk about when we're creating what's. Do you think that Shannon Sharp is at home for the most part writing down topics?
No, but he's creating a narrative for the show that's coming up the next day.
Bro,
like how you said,
Michael Rappaport works for Fox. He did that with Kevin Durant a couple weeks ago, and they got on there and talked about it. The same way that Shannon Sharp,
I think it's a cop-out, man.
that is something to get on TV and talk about. They need content.
but I feel like the way he's
I don't even think they talked about look for it. They didn't even talk about it on the show today.
Like when Skip and Damian Lillard went back and forth on Twitter. They talked about it.
Yeah.
You can recap it
Yeah.
on your show. Recap the exchange on your show. That's to be the leading topic.
Right.
Because Katie ain't
The
going
team,
on
first
the
of
show.
all, you just said how business has no morals, nigga. They want that on there, nigga.
business, but Shannon Sharp is more like probably. The way I'm thinking personally is that he respects him enough. Like, hey, we need to have a one-on-one
He
conversation.
hasn't shown respect to Kevin Durant for 3 years.
Publicly, for the business point of it. But as far as
more.
I mean, I'm just saying that's the only thing I can think of.
Listen, I just pulled up something where it says Shannon Sharp addresses Kevin Durant's Instagram response. That was 2 years ago. So they've had problems, and they talked about it on the show. I just think it's funny they didn't talk about it on the show now.
Because he was wrong as fuck. That's why. He was a fake.
I was trying to find something right.
I was there looking.
Because if the quote was real, then I wouldn't care. The whole argument was based on a fake quote. And he doubled down on it until you realize, oh shit.
Oh shit, he got me.
Yeah, and then he didn't say nothing when Katie was like, now he's trying to make it look like we got a personal problem and I don't want to throw insults on Twitter. Katie said, bruh. I didn't say, yo, he didn't come at you like he did
He
Mike
really didn't even
Rappaport.
disrespect him.
He said, yo, Shay, it's y'all mans? You gonna keep using this fake quote?
Yeah.
My bad, Katie.
Yeah.
And at the end of the thing.
Pride, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, it's time for that. Here we go, yo. Say what, what's this scenario?
Hey.
So, I think I should give a backstory from where I found this from, or why I thought about this. So, y'all remember a few years ago, 5-6 years ago, when Young Thug was just a young nigga in the game, trying to make his way. He was literally like a carbon copy of Lil Wayne, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when they was in Atlanta, where shit always goes down, and he sent one of his partners, allegedly, to go shoot Pee-wee. He sent him to go shoot at Lil Wayne's tour bus after the club, right? Mm-hmm. They were being investigated.
Dude went to jail?
He went to jail for like 5 years. from behind there, right? He's gotten out. He just got out, I think, either late last year or this year. And I just seen a video of Lil Wayne and Young Thug in the studio together. So this is what's the scenario? Your partner is a successful rapper, has a beef with the OG rapper. He sent you to go shoot at the OG rapper because of constantly feeling disrespected. You end up getting caught and getting sent up the road for 5 years. When you get out, he's in the studio with the rapper who you shot at, and you went to prison for it and lost 5 years of your life. Can you still be friends with your partner, or is that some flaw ass shit?
Shit, I send you up to shoot him. I ain't send you to get caught. That's your fault. Nah, that's just one of those Quentin Miller shits.
What do you mean?
Like you get caught in the middle of a beef. That's his worse than Quentin Miller, but
Quentin Miller was a victim. He didn't deserve nothing that he had.
That's what I'm saying. Like that nigga. Well, he's not really a victim. He shot him. But when I'm saying the point, I say that is now Drake and Mika cool, and you on the outside.
What?
And now Wayne and Thug are cool. It's like, nigga, I went to jail over this beef.
Yeah.
Wayne ain't gonna accept me. I can't come to that studio with Wayne in there.
Yeah.
But now you chilling with the ops. It's like, where do I fall on that? So can I still be cool with Young Thug? Did he take care of me?
I don't know. Maybe he did. Let's say he did.
If he did it, then fuck no.
I said, let's say if he did.
If he did,
I'm sure that Young Thug took care of him to an extent.
If he did, then
it is what it is.
It is what it is. You don't have to feel the same way about somebody 5 years later. And I didn't have no beef with Wayne. I just did it off the strength of you. I got caught with jail. You took care of me. Now y'all cool. I'm like, okay. I just won't be around y'all.
Nah, I can't. I'm gonna
I'm
put it like this. Me and Lil Wayne, me and Young Thug, let's say if that was the Young Thug situation, like me and Young Thug, we gonna have to sit down and have a serious talk about that shit. Like, I'm gonna tell him, like, hey, bro, I just wanna let you know, like, prison is hell. Like, I don't know if you ever did 5 years in prison, but prison is hell. And so I'm just letting you know this is a direct insult to me. I'm gonna let a nigga know how I feel. I'm gonna communicate with him. Like, I'm letting you know how I feel. Like,
insulting.
How's it insulting?
Why is it insulting? I know
it's insulting to me because you sent me to do some shit, and you basically tested my loyalty. Like, you asked me to stick my foot out there. This is street rules, right?
Yeah. It was a job. It was a job. That contract over.
That contract ain't over, nigga. We bloods, we goddamn, we brothers, we this,
we that.
Listen, if me and Brandon have a beef, and Brandon's top shotter, Brandon was like, yo, listen, man, fuck that, man. I want that nigga X'd out. Okay. Do this, that, and the third. Yo, I got you. And I do it. I'm doing that just off the strength and the love and the respect that I got for Brandon, right?
Okay.
I go to prison for 5 years and I come back, he cool with the nigga? I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, I'm just letting you know, I'm not necessarily saying like, hey, nigga, we can't be friends or nothing, but I feel like we need to talk about this and I need you to know how I feel about it because I feel like it's kind of flawed. Like, nigga, you don't, like you said, like I went to jail for 5 years, I put my risk on the line, I put my life on the line for you, my livelihood on the line for you, my family, the way that I make money on the line because I was his manager. So I did all this for you.
I'm taking care of it.
And I get out of jail for 5 years, and this is what it is.
I'm looking at it was a hit.
It's a hit.
Listen, if you got
put it like this, you're successful. You're successful. You don't have to work with Wayne for any part of your life.
So my
did he have to work with Wayne?
Why are you taking it personal?
I'm taking it personally because I went to prison for 5 years behind this.
You also got paid your money. Your family was taken care of. You did a job.
You don't have no. Listen. The niggas I know who have been to prison, who have done real time in prison, have told me like, nigga, prison is undescribable.
I get all of that.
It's undescribable. Imagine what you might have had trauma. Your life might have been in a line of prison. That shit has resulted. What I did for you is a test to the ultimate loyalty, and then you turn around and you do that. Yeah, I'm insulted. I ain't saying like don't work with the nigga. I'm just letting you know how I feel.
But you don't know what happened.
Is there something wrong with me letting him know how I feel?
No. Like I said, I asked why because I wanted to be sure because you killed the nigga, but because it was the
not even killed. You
shot a nigga.
I didn't shoot him. I just shot at him.
You shot at a nigga that y'all had beef with. It wasn't like he. How big was the beef?
It was big enough for you to send me to go shoot at him and risk my freedom.
But you got paid for it. That's
paid for it.
It's a difference if it's a hit or it'd be like, hey man, fuck that.
I don't agree. Maybe my morals and my principles stand a little higher than y'all's because for me, my thing is like this. If I'm going to prison and I'm risking my life, my freedom, okay, let's say you took care of me. My whole thing is like now I'm getting out of prison and I'm just kind of like,
the climate.
Damn, gang. Like, damn, gang.
We cool there no more. We cool now.
It's one thing if you were like, you know what, bro, I just let that beef alone. He where he at and not where I'm at. But now y'all niggas is just buddy in the fucking studio.
Over 5 years,
what's it called?
Can happen.
What's called? What's his name? on Wu-Tang?
I just don't fuck with that then. It is what
Ghostface and Ghostface Killer and Raekwon. They start off Raekwon was shooting a nigga.
Nigga, that was before they was in the rap game though.
I'm
talking about that was before rap.
What I'm saying is people can have beef where I attempted to kill you and become cool.
Yes, that's between those two individuals.
So their friends.
So let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference between that.
What I'm saying is that their friends might still be like, nigga, y'all best friends, brothers. Now y'all trying to kill each other 20 years ago.
And you might have said that nigga.
But if I shoot it,
okay.
So look, if me and you have a beef and I'm shooting at you, and then we cool, that's one thing.
It's different.
If me and you are shooting, if me and you have an issue, and I send him to shoot at you.
Go back. You shoot me in my house with my family in there. Okay. It's not just me.
Okay.
So that
I don't know what kind of talk they had, but
you
that's
know what
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about direct beef between you two. But that's like saying that would be Wayne and Young Thug need to have a talk, and they would be cool.
They did.
I'm talking about me having a personal beef with you, and then I send him to shoot at you. I'm basically testing your loyalty. I'm putting your life. You're responsible. You're responsible for this person's life. If he loses his life, then you're responsible for that. You're responsible for that death. Like when you start sending other niggas to do shit, now it's over your beef. Lil Wayne ain't had no beef with Pee Wee.
I just don't think
Lil Wayne ain't had no beef with
Pee Wee should automatically feel a type of way. Could be weird like that. Y'all cool now? Shit. I did that for nothing. Y'all could have did that 5 years ago?
I did 5 years ago. I did 5 years of prison for nothing.
I got paid. I got paid for it. You chose to do it.
Listen, I feel you, but 5 years worth. Listen, I think when he made that move, it wasn't necessarily just about the money. It's just the respect that I have for you. So that's the reason I'm gonna sit you down. Yeah, I'm losing respect. Yeah, you fucking right. I'm losing respect.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to.
I do agree with you that there has to be a sit down. Like
that's all I'm saying.
I didn't say that. I didn't say y'all niggas is cool now. Like,
yeah, I didn't never say that they shouldn't be cool.
Be like, hey.
Only reason why I said it is because the beef had nothing to do with Pee Wee. It was Thug beef.
That's the point.
If it was like,
I need to understand why.
It's the other way around.
I get what he's saying.
That's all.
You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down and understand. Like, hey, bro, for you to send me there, yes, it was a job I got paid. I'm not mad at you for that. But what got y'all to the point to where y'all so cool that?
What does it matter?
So you feel like you shouldn't have to explain none
of
your own
No.
What
I'm saying is, what is he gonna tell him to make him feel better?
Just tell me what it is.
What is he gonna tell him to make him feel better?
Sometimes it can be very.
There's nothing I feel you gonna tell me doesn't make me feel.
It's about but look.
I'm just a
but
soldier.
Sometimes it's not about.
You the leader of the game.
Time out.
I'm following your move regardless.
But sometimes you're wrong.
That's blind loyalty.
It's not about what can you say to me. It's about what I might need to get off my chest to you, nigga. For me to feel okay being around you, or if we fucking running Lil Wayne somewhere, I know not to be on go.
See, that's different.
I need to understand your relationship and why you're cool with this nigga and how you feel comfortable being around this nigga, knowing that I did something for you.
I didn't think
and I did 5 years.
I'm still cool with you. Is Wayne cool with me? I shoot
everything needs to be
remember that.
That part makes it complicated.
Everything needs to be discussed.
Can I even be around y'all? Yeah, never mind.
Everything
weird.
Everything needs.
If I try to kill somebody, it needs to stay that way.
I feel like I would
unless we all get cool.
Yeah. So like, I feel like I would tell him.
I agree with that. Now.
Yo, I feel like that's flawed, but I don't think it's necessarily the end of the relationship. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like we gotta talk about it though. We need to sit down and we need to figure out this whole situation.
I guess what I'm saying is, if I'm the shooter and I feel that way, ain't shit you can tell me to make it cool. I'm be like, yo, that's the op, bro. I took 5 years. You not getting cool with him. It's either I'm gonna accept it.
So when
I
you
don't.
say that, are you just not gonna be around him no more?
Nah, I got to myself.
So basically, you said you dissing.
Okay,
Okay.
got to.
Alright.
That's how I feel. It was just either, there's no real gray area
Yeah.
to me. It's either you accept it because I'm, okay. I get it.
Okay, and so that's why I'm saying, like, we discuss it and then I make my decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alright. Derek and Janet go out on their first date. Prior to the date, they've been texting and talking on the phone. Janet picked up Derek and the date went perfect. At the end of the date, Janet drops off Derek and she was expecting like a hug, maybe even a kiss. And Derek says, I had a good time with you, I'll see you later.
Alright, gang.
That's where I got it from. So Janet is taken aback. She tells her friend that she don't think that Derek is interested in her, so she's not gonna hit him up anymore or like pick up any of his calls. Is she wrong to assume that?
Yes.
Yes.
It's that balance between communication and I guess intuition or life skills. Like I don't have to communicate to know you don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
She's assuming that though, based on expectation and stereotypes. That nigga could just be the ultimate gentleman.
Yeah.
It's the first date. Y'all don't want dudes to move too fast, but if you move too slow, he getting the same criticism as if he moved too fast.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, is consent only a thing with niggas like that you don't like?
That's
Yes.
a fact.
Facts.
So, like, basically,
Fact.
she wanted him. Let's say, like,
He could have grabbed her on her ass.
They haven't made no. There's been no.
That's a fact. That's a deep topic.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So basically, let's say that they go on a date. She hasn't touched him. She hasn't shown any kind of physical interest to the point where you feel like he can step in her.
And that's
And
nothing
her
wrong
body.
with that. It's nothing wrong with it. She can do that.
So she shouldn't expect a physical attempt.
Exactly.
So my thing is it wrong if a nigga goes on a date and the date is cool, like it's good, but maybe she's not attracted to him and he makes the move and she's like, no, get up off me. Like, and then she gets on Twitter and writes a think piece about how niggas are in your space, in your bubble. Is that wrong? Is that hypocritical?
Yes.
Like, it's basically consent only in the eye of the person that needs to consent?
Let's keep it. It's only consent for the woman. Let's just keep it what it is. It's not male or female.
Or
It's,
she like
it's,
this dude. Like
like I
I
said,
said,
it's all about how she feels. That's why I think women should make the first move. Let's just make it what it is.
So that's probably why Derek
Women
wanted
definitely
first.
should make the first move on everything
I've
because
seen girls complain about unsolicited pics until it's a dude that they wanted from.
exactly.
What is it? It's
Yeah.
either abuse or it's either harassment or it's not. There ain't no in between.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because I've seen dudes get away with a lot of stuff just because a girl like them, but the same dude to come and do bare minimum of that, they ready to call the police.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that it's just even like nigga, it even come down to music. We've seen R&B fucking singers like just because you can sing it, maybe women think it's sexy. These niggas to say the corniest fucking thing, or like I've said some corny ass jokes to women, but maybe because they like me, it's accepted. So I can agree with that. I think that I think Derek did the right thing. I've been on first dates, and they ain't never touched nobody. And they kind of like, later on down the line, they may have told me like,
Dang, I thought you was.
I thought you,
Get
shit.
your tongue down my mouth.
You know, beat me up, beat that thing up 2 weeks prior to that. All right, man, because give us another what's the scenario, bro.
I think I'm gonna go straight to facts and cap, man.
Okay.
Speaking about that, facts and cap, per se, is it true that everyone knows if they want to smash at the first meeting?
No.
Facts and cap.
No, that's cap.
Everyone, like both parties,
Let's say females. And y'all
females, facts.
females
No,
know
I
they
think
want
that's
to
cap.
smash.
Facts.
Speak on it.
I feel like
I got this from shouts out to my boy Tier, and I was having a conversation with him, and my homegirl Jordan said, "It's true. Girls know they want to smash."
And I agree
dudes on the first
100%.
meet.
I think so.
They know if they want to smash a dude. Not saying they necessarily want to smash him that night,
Right.
but they know, like,
It's
oh,
like
I want to smash
It's
this.
a yes or no.
Yeah.
Will it happen or won't happen?
Like,
At first meet.
I honestly feel like at first meet, a woman gonna know, like, if they're sexually attracted, I'm like, oh, I would fuck him. Like, just flat out, I would fuck him.
I'm gonna say that's cap.
Why is that?
Only because, do I think that women have, for the most part, yes, the niggas that they fuck, they know that they want to fuck the same way with niggas. Like, they know, for the most part, like, when you see a girl, you know, like, hey, I want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? But, are we not going to sit here and act like maybe a woman hasn't had sex with a nigga that she never thought she would have been having sex with before? Like, are we not going to act?
Is that the exception to the rule, or is that happening enough where it's like 60-40, 65?
I think it's happening enough. I think that how many women talk about they like ugly niggas? I know a lot of women that say they like ugly niggas, and when they first meet these niggas, they might just be entertaining them. There's too many women out here on they city girl shit talking about, oh, I wanna eat. I just need a nigga to take me out to eat. Nigga might have been impressive, and you gave up that snatch.
Caught you in a moment where you
Yeah, like nigga maybe pulled out some bread, or nigga romanced you. Or you maybe really love his personality, you agree with him.
I can agree with that, like, but
do I think that happens more than no?
More than likely, a woman knows that once they sit down with a dude and spend a good bit of time, they gonna know if they want to fuck this nigga or not.
do you think? So let me change it.
But sometimes shit don't go right, and you might be like, I'm gonna give this nigga another chance.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm not saying- I'm not saying
waiting for
that
never a
never
decision. Like, I think he's attracted enough, but I need to see how much money you make. I need to see how you live first before I know if I want to have sex with him.
Yeah, I don't think
girls go through that long. Like, a dude might be like, "You're fine enough to fuck."
I'm
it's
not
a
saying
vetting. I think there's a vetting period.
It's a vetting period.
Now they might
Now,
I think this is what women do. I think that women be like, I think a lot of women might be like, you know what? He's attractive, like he's cute. Let me see what he's talking about. La da da da. And of course, I think when you see somebody that's attractive for the first time, you're thinking about maybe sexual action may have done with the person. Like, oh, I wonder what her breasts look like, or I wonder what her butt looks like, or she might be thinking opposite shit, right? But I don't necessarily think that they're thinking, I know I'm gonna have sex with this nigga.
That's not bad.
That's not what I was saying.
Not the question.
That's the question.
That would fuck.
I would.
Say the question over. Say the question over again.
Facts or cat. Girls know if they would smash a guy on the first meeting.
Would.
I
say
Okay, so even with that.
If I would, like you,
they might think that. Listen, like what does would mean? Because it's like maybe they're like I think
I would never have sex with that guy. I would have sex with that guy.
Like they sit down and say, before the day even goes.
That's human nature, of course.
I
think 90% of everybody's sexual partners, you gonna be like, nigga, you see them, you be like, yo, I would have sex with this person. I think that's too easy.
On first some.
On first, wait.
I'm gonna be like.
I think first of all, if we're gonna talk about anybody between the races that may have thought like, I'm not sure if I would have sex with that person, and then had sex with that person, it would be a woman. It would definitely be a woman.
So they're not.
Sticking to that original. A man is regardless. Yeah, if anything, a woman is gonna be the one like
flip flop.
Yeah, so if anything, it's more cap for the women than it is the men. A woman is gonna look at a nigga and be like, I'm not sure if I would fuck him. He kind of medium ugly. They the ones who invented that shit. He medium ugly. Or this nigga ain't cute. And
about to double back on that one.
We gotta get a woman question on that. Hey, put a star by that one.
We've been away from sports, man. We'll get back to it, man. Are super teams bad for the NBA? Facts or cap?
Yeah, facts.
Speak on it.
Just because I would say that's facts. Just because it takes the interest away from the regular season. That's why you see the season numbers be down, but then the playoffs it's a spike the closer you get to the finals. Now I think that obviously happens historically, that the ratings go up the more you get to the playoffs. But I think that it kind of deflates the fans' expectations. Like, we went literally like 3 years in a row knowing that we were gonna watch the Cavs and the Warriors. Yeah. So why the fuck would I sit here and watch the Cleveland and the Hawks play on a Saturday night? Like, you know what I mean? Unless I'm just trying to I'm into sports and I just want to watch some sports. But do I think when the playoffs hit that it's gonna draw fans, like more fans and more ratings and everything? Yeah. So
then why watch the first round then?
Why
watch the first or second and third round? Why not just wait till the finals?
Some people do that.
So
most people do that. I think that's more the case now than ever. Because if I'm expecting, like, put it like this, last year we didn't give a fuck about who comes into the finals from the East. We just wanted to see the Clippers and Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
And we didn't even get it.
And we didn't even get it. Then they said, of course COVID has something to do with it, but let's be honest, who the fuck wanted to watch the Lakers and the Heat? Nobody. So, and I'm not necessarily the Lakers a super team. I'm just saying that, like, so now we get a super team as far as, like, the Warriors. When the Warriors get there, like, when the Warriors, we could agree that the Warriors was, like, the last super team before this, like, maybe the last couple of years, right? They were one of the biggest super teams in the last decade. For 5 years, we wanted to watch the Warriors, but we only really watched, niggas was watching them when they got to the playoffs, and we want to see what's going to happen, like, when we got to the chip, like.
Dude,
I agree 100%. Because me personally, as an NBA watcher, I'm really not watching to the playoffs. Yeah. Like, and I love the NBA, but right now it's like, it's no point. Like, you know, you're a couple good teams on the East, couple good teams on the West that are semi-super team to super team status. You know who it's gonna be. Now I start picking up watching it at the conference finals games. Eastern Conference, West Conference. That's where I start watching because I was like, all right, this is where the best talent gonna win. But I'm not about to sit right here and waste my time through the whole regular season. Like I said, this shit killed the momentum of watching this shit on the regular.
Well, I think it's a weird answer to that because there's always been super teams in the NBA. So there's never been an era when there hasn't been super teams.
Nah, okay, so define super team.
To me, a super team is probably 3 All-Stars or 3 future Hall of Famers on the same team. Something like that, to give or take.
Okay. I'm going to let you say what you're saying and I'll interject with that. Or unless you want me to say what I got to say now.
There's always been eras where super teams, from the 60s in Boston to the I think 70s might have been the only era where there was really super teams.
Okay. So
80s, Celtics, Lakers, Philly,
all right.
Super teams. 90s, Bulls. 2000s, Lakers.
Okay.
Talking about
For the sake of this argument, I'm not going to talk about 60s, 70s.
Okay. Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it.
Even in our era.
All right. So if we get to the 80s, majority part of those teams, like, they kind of came together. They kind of came together through the organization.
Yeah, free agency wasn't big in the
right.
NBA in the 80s.
So
you stayed
when we talk about the 90s, the Bulls, they got picks. They got free agency picks here and there. The biggest one they did was Dennis Rodman, right?
Ron Harper.
All right, but even with that, I just don't think the scales were that tipped higher. Like, I think that, like, my family from Chicago, when we used to watch those games, and just even when I talk to them now, they figured, like, they used to be like, yo, I think we gonna win, but when they look at those other teams they went up against, you be like, yo, this could possibly be a threat.
See, I'm assuming
I think now I can only speak off of what they told me,
that's
right?
Debate.
I can only speak on what they told me, right? Like when you're watching the Bulls going up against the Lakers for the first finals, we know that the Lakers is old man, but at the same time they are the Lakers. They come and win the first game, you thinking like, this is what you know what I mean? This is what it's about. Now when we're watching LeBron get swept in the finals, what good does that do for the league? When a team is so good that they're sweeping one of the greatest of all time in the finals. Is that good for the league?
I mean, is he the only person that got swept in the finals by a super team? Because
I don't know.
that was a 2 year, so what was their dynasty? Like a 5-year run?
It was like 5 years. They won 3.
3 of them were competitive, right?
Well, that's 3.
The first 3. The first time it was competitive, and then people got hurt, and then LeBron was up 2-1, and then the Warriors won. Iggy won the MVP.
Yeah.
Second one, LeBron came back down 3-1. And then so the first 2 were competitive. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it was more than that.
And then the next 2 wasn't.
The next 2, and then they lost the third one, injuries.
And then the 5th one.
But when we say it's,
I don't know.
So when we talk about for the league, though, what I'm saying, I think the only thing I'm trying to say is the way that I started it is I'm not necessarily saying that the championship isn't competitive. I'm saying just it makes you not want to watch the entirety of the season and parts of the playoffs because I'm really only trying to watch the championship.
I don't know if I.
That's how I look at it. I think that's a lot of people's mindset.
I think that's the mindset, but I just don't think it's right. Like,
is that great for the league?
Because I feel like in the '90s, especially after, Chicago were gonna get it. I feel like now, who's gonna be in the finals this year?
Well,
everybody's who?
Well, this year you gotta get there to establish the fact that you're the super team that people think you are.
Do we have super teams this year?
We would think Brooklyn is. We would think Brooklyn is, and I think if we went to the West, I don't think the Lakers are necessarily a super team, but I think that the Lakers and the Clippers, like, that's the only expectations we have. Like, when it's, put it like this, when we're in an era right now, okay, so if we compare the 90s, you might have a super team, quote unquote, but there was still, after that, it was still even around the league with other teams. Whereas, good teams. Whereas, I think now, when we watch, we're watching, right now the Suns are number 2 and Utah is number 1. Nigga, we still know these niggas ain't gonna beat the Lakers if they healthy. Like, when we watch the fucking Hawks go win 62 games and had four All-Stars, we knew when LeBron was coming to Atlanta, he was only here for 2 nights only, nigga. Like, we knew.
That's Jordan.
So that's what but the West,
Indiana.
And even those games was just a little bit more competitive than what they are now. LeBron swept the Hawks. Swept the Hawks.
Fair enough.
But he tried to get that one.
Fair enough. I mean,
he has a good point.
It's just.
I'm just in my bag today. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm in my bag today.
We're going to go back to that woman shit, but Kyle Lowry. The great Kyle Lowry. I thought it was an interesting question.
Yo, nigga.
And my favorite player ever.
You got the same haircut, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah, one more, Brandon. One more. Kyle Lowry.
Buffy the Lowry. They always talk about how big that nigga butt is. So. Buffy the Lowry.
Buffy the Lowry.
Yo, this is the last question.
Is Buffy the Lowry the greatest rapper ever?
That's a good question. I've seen that question before.
No.
In terms, I say.
However you want to answer.
I'm gonna say Cap.
If I say best, I think it's.
Man, listen, Cap.
So I'm gonna say the greatest.
If we talking about
Cap
to me.
Listen.
Who's the? Go ahead. Who's the greatest?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tracy McGrady.
All right, man. Fuck him. Let me say what I gotta say.
Right. You said Antonio Dice is the greatest rapper ever.
All right. So to me, Kyle Lowry because of his longevity. Maybe statistically, I'm not really sure about his numbers, but just because of the longevity, he won a championship and all that, he's technically probably the greatest rapper ever. But nigga, I'm for the eye test, nigga. When I watch Vince Carter, when I watch Vince Carter, even DeMar DeRozan, he was number 2 to DeMar DeRozan. I'm not gonna sit up here, y'all not gonna insult my intelligence and say that he's the greatest rapper ever.
Because he was a part of a winning championship team.
Yeah, I'm not finna do that. And listen, my respect for Kyle Lowry has grown ever since he won that chip.
That's
because he played a big role into getting that championship.
That's a fact.
But I'm not finna sit here and give him the greatest rapper ever. He's well appreciated. He's top 3.
He's top 3.
Top 3.
Vince Carter's the greatest Toronto
Vince
rapper.
Carter.
Come on, man.
Tracy McGrady.
When
Brady was there for 2 years, bro.
Listen, when
He
Vince
wasn't
Carter,
even teammate
when
yet.
Vince Carter came, that was a expansion team, bro.
And he took him.
Look what he did for that. Look what he did for them.
I think Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
or
we ain't
semifinals,
take-
type
we-
shit.
I
yeah,
have to say
man.
Tracy McGrady because I don't feel like he could have.
Like niggas don't even care about no fucking Raptors, bro.
Nah, it's just
Who the fuck want to go play in Canada? Like when you got family in the States and all that. No.
You good or y'all want some?
Nah, give us one more, man. I'm in my vibe. I'm in my zone.
Facts or cap? Should the NFL put Deshaun Watson on the exempt list? Facts or cap? Brandon, I want you to answer this. Facts or cap? Should the NFL, as of right now, today, put Deshaun Watson on the exempt list? And for those who don't
And
know,
if they're staying by their same rules and how they treat everybody else, facts. He has to be on there because they put people on there for allegedly doing shit throughout. Black players allegedly doing shit. Let's just be clear, because Ben Roethlisberger should have been out the league.
Was Ben Roethlisberger ever on the exempt list?
I don't know.
Suspended, or was that a thing then?
He got suspended. He definitely got suspended.
I don't know if
I
that
don't
was
think
in
they had the
exempt
exempt list at the time.
Okay.
A couple
He
years
definitely should have
ago.
been.
Now they do that.
But,
An exempt list, I believe, is just ongoing. They take you off the roster. You still get paid, but you can't play, you can't practice until your matter is resolved, or you come off. So you think
I feel like by rule of how they've been handling it, he should be on there. But do I want to see him on there? No, I don't think he deserves to be on there. But by rule,
so you saying
I don't think he doesn't deserve to because there has not been actual criminal investigation on it.
Yeah.
So,
But by how they've
By
treated
law.
a lot of other players,
Yeah.
he should be on the list.
I agree with him. I think that by the rule, now that's another thing. Do I agree with why you put somebody on the exempt list?
No, because he feel
That's
like
why I
he
don't
wake up-
agree with that. You should be able to play. That's like me back in the day putting Kobe on the exempt list for the alleged rape. Right now, Deshaun Watson.
wow, boy.
And now, if I'm looking about it just through the eyes of the commissioner and the rules, it's a lot of spooky shit coming out about this nigga.
We're talking about the facts.
Yeah,
That's a wild boy.
Because now his stance has been changing. It's been like, well, everything was consensual that I've ever done with these particular people. Like, it's changing up. So I can see why he would be on an exempt list. Now, do I agree with the exempt list? Like, it has to be maybe a criminal charge for me to put you on an exempt list. I can agree with that. Like, if it's a criminal charge and the commissioner puts you on an exempt list, I can agree with that logic more than I agree with just saying the commissioner puts you on the exempt list because
He felt like it.
I felt like it.
The thing with the exempt is I'm not sure how long you would put him on there. This process, you don't know how long it's going to play out. He has no criminal charges. It's all civil.
Exactly.
And they originally came with him to try to settle.
Yeah, exactly.
So I look at that, it's kind of weird. They're all from the same
Morally,
lawyer.
I agree with you.
But then on the other side, nigga, how many massages do you need? Masseuse, you need different. Nigga got 40. The weirdest shit about the case was you got 22 girls saying they did something inappropriate.
Yeah.
This nigga found 18 more masseuses saying he didn't do something appropriate. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Listen.
Nigga, how many more masseuses do you need?
Hey, he's playing a dangerous sport.
No, I kind of don't want to hear that because
And that shit's recent.
that's why you.
In the middle of the pandemic,
so that
you
money-
getting touched by 8 to 40 different bitches.
Facts.
Different
And
girls.
that's why you get all this money. Listen.
And you saying you have consensual sex
So
with
look,
them.
Shannon Sharp.
And you got a video with Mia Khalifa. Boy, you a wild boy.
Facts. So
What they got going on
Mr.
Cardi
Shannon
B?
Sharp, Mr. Shannon Sharp, he was wrong today, but he be right a lot. He said how when he still has the same masseuse that he had from when he started in the NFL. Deshaun Watson got money. There's no need for you to just walk around finding masseuses in every state when you can literally hire a personal masseuse that knows your body, that knows everything, and this is exactly why you in the trouble you in. I gotta take it back. I went on Twitter and I said, man, these hoes lying. I think maybe some of these hoes lying now. Some of these hoes lying, but at the same time,
You're an investment, bro.
You're a nasty boy.
You're
a nasty man.
Like,
But I still think it was all consensual.
my thing is, I don't know. That's my thing.
You think it was all 20?
All 20.
Have you been reading these stories?
Yep.
What I do know is that
Nah,
that
you
man,
ain't been reading these stories.
that man is not a smart man. It's not wise man.
Yeah.
You don't either get you an NDA if you want to be Will Chamberlain out in these streets. Get you an NDA or get like what the fuck you out here got a fetish for masseuses fucking all these wild masseuses for? That's not professional.
That's his gist. He like masseuse.
But that's not professional.
So
That's not.
So that goes back
that's
to
not
he gotta be on the clock
You
24/7.
fucking right when you worth $40 million a year and you were investing for the Houston Texans. You gotta be on the clock 24/7.
Yo,
Oh,
Brandon is the weirdest
With great money,
businessman. Brandon is the weirdest businessman ever.
I'm seeing it
live
from
your
both sides. I'm
You
seeing it from
live
both
your
sides.
life.
Live your life.
Go out there and kill people. Go out there and
It's
get
your
head.
own time.
Get head from any
Any
masseuse. Cause it don't represent
That's
us. And I ain't gonna feel no guilt, nigga.
It's so my
Flash your dick if you want to. The bitch might like it, she might not. You're the Sean Watson. It's your own time.
But when you come in and put the cleats on, man,
Put your dick away.
Then he turn around and be like, okay, so if that's the case, never mind, I ain't gonna go there because I ain't trying to be all night. We gonna talk about that. We'll have to talk about the camera. We'll be all night. I get to talk about Michael Vick.
My verdict of that nigga, he's
Yeah.
a wild
Hey,
boy.
ain't no bad talk about Michael Vick happening on here. Episode 42. Hey man, we out.
Yeah, bro.
Look!